there's a couple of businesses where I've looked at for other people where they're determined to try and make a business work that is failing and will fail. So an example of that, there was a business that I was asked to have a look at where it made $26,000 per year. And the group wanted to add sales, add marketing, add this, add that. And I said, why even bother? This just doesn't make sense. Trying to put all of these resources into something that fundamentally probably won't do any more than it's doing now. So some people get this idea in their head that just because somebody will do a deal, that you should do a deal. So if you have a $6 million deal, right? So, I assume there's a reason why you want that particular business. And then there must be enough of the, distributable profit to make it interesting for you. But once you've removed that person from, and you always have to assume that they're going to leave anyway, regardless of whether they intend to stay on or not. So what is the market rate for a manager or CEO in that industry? And do you have enough knowledge of that business to oversee that transition? So that's what I mean about there's always usually a point at which you have to know something about the fundamentals of how a business works.
I have to point out, and that's like, what Warren Buffett says, I only buy things I understand. And it's really true, because if you look at a SaaS business or a marketplace business, technology stuff, both of those have two different KPIs and drivers that build the business. And if you don't understand those, you'll never be able to grow it. And if you've never done it, it's just going to be a very expensive process to learn.
There's I was listening to a book, an audio book, and I can't remember the entrepreneur's name who specializes in SaaS products. Smith is his surname, and it's L. Smith, but I can't remember his first name. It might be Frank. And he discovered that in SaaS, for example, that most of the companies are very badly run. So what he added to it was process and procedures for how those companies can and should scale. And now he's got $1 billion business.
Oh my God, who's that?
Yeah, it's L. Smith. I can't remember his first name.
Okay. Yeah, I'll write that down.
Yeah. So his whole thing is about how you run a business. That's the value that he added, that he could go in there, take a SaaS company where there was a bunch of programmers, and the value that he added was in procedurizing the whole process. And because SaaS companies are terrible. Another thing that are terrible to work with and terrible to run generally. I've had a couple and I don't enjoy them. So a lot of people aspire to have a SaaS company because they think they're going to be the next Zoom, or they're going to be something like 98, 99% of SaaS companies fail.